Oh, well, I was still muted. I was talking to you guys. Typical fail as usual, but welcome in, cuties. Nice to see you guys. And I hope all of you are having a nice evening. I have been grinding away slowly in my little time of playing outside of streaming on our favela, and it's gonna be a lot of sim placement today and a lot of prop placement. I have successfully managed to make my frames in this
Place an
area of the
electricity
city
box.
as bad as in other areas. So we're grinding forward at destroying our FPS everywhere in the city. And I'm not surprised about the electricity box, of course, Brucey. I will do you the favor. In fact, now the favela is so finished, or I shouldn't say finished, because we're gonna need a long time for this still, but we're getting there slowly. And welcome in, Luca. Nice to see you here, mate. And I guess I like to detail a little, maybe one could say, just a slightly little. And clearly, this is all just zoned real quick, and we don't really do any detailing. Okay, maybe I lied and we've detailed a little in this area, but yes, welcome in, cuties. In fact, I've even started working out the area around this a little, so we have a bit better framing for it. So I think this area that Gaga claimed for himself is slowly taking a bit of shape. But yes, I made a lot of progress here. Like I really is gonna be a lot of that today. As you guys can see, I spent a lot of time putting graffiti pretty much everywhere, and staircases and people is probably not gonna be the most interesting stream, because I think we're pretty much just gonna keep doing what I've been doing with this and slowly grinding away at the details. And welcome in, Maestro, as well. I still have not released my monsters. The reason why I have two decal packs that are ready for like half a year now. I had them ready, and then they released the asset editor, and I've not been really into decals since. As we can make 3D stuff now, but yes, I still have two decal packs that I should release, but I don't really want to release anything for vanilla anymore. So I should transfer them to the proper pipeline, but uh, I don't know. I have so many things to finish, and yes, I know I should also finish this, and I haven't, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. And thanks for the kind words, Luca. Like this, I'm gonna say my build probably is very detailed, but it's also been, I don't know, over a year now that we're in Los Vagos. So it's not like I'm fast or anything. I'm just, I don't know. Cities is not a race for me. I'm taking my damn time with building everything. I mean, as you can see, like even in this favela, like I'm detailing every single little bit of space we have in here. Doesn't matter if it's a small kinda yard that nobody beside us is ever gonna look at again. I care about it being cute, so we're gonna make it cute. Yeah, same. I'm also using the local version, so I will have to indeed use obsolete identifiers so both of us can transfer smoothly. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I've not been doing it. I also have to say, I really like the monster pack. I should release that. I've been using them a lot in this part of the city. Okay, this goes over, but shows too high. And how are all of you cuties doing? Are we excited? Is everybody excited still for the patch hopefully coming soon? I don't know why, Gaga. The reason I made this pack is that I always had an absolute, I don't know, I always loved these monster graffitis my entire life long. Even as a kid, I, I don't know why. It seems to be something fairly common that people like to put in places. And yes, I wanted a monster pack that's similar to what I see in my city all the time. So this is what Gaga and me are talking about. It's a decal pack I made a long time ago and never have released. I will release it one day. I promise. But yeah, for the favela here, they're great because they're pretty compact. So I have a lot of these monsters in here. I mean, in general, if
That's
you guys
cute.
have a look at this, yes, there is still many places where there should be people and aren't yet. But I think you guys can tell that this has started to really become a lot more detailed. Like most of the places I've gone through, especially this earlier part here, I think is pretty close by now. I really care about there being people in the balconies and everywhere. So yes, this is gonna take us 1,000 years to finish, but later on we're gonna have a cute little build. No, not at all. I'm not against it, to be honest. It's probably a good shout out that I should do that eventually. But yes, no, I have not a single time looked at this favela in the dark. And I also have to admit, I don't have real reference for favela in the dark. I would actually have to look for Google images a bit. Because yes, I'm sure favela is not dark. Obviously, there is quite a bit of light, but I would imagine it is
Place an electricity box.
not would like be super detailed. And I would say thank you, Maestro, but no, thank you for you, and very much non-appreciated. And welcome in, Honu. Nice to see you. Okay, you will get your electricity box. The question is where? Because by now, I actually really want to go into these alleys, right? Because I guess you guys can see this is detailed. I'm not sure you guys comprehend how much I plan on detailing this. Like, I really want this to be detailed everywhere, right? I started drawing in a lot of these small like sewage ditches as well. This one we probably have to detail up a bit because that looks a bit blank. But in general, I feel like we're actually getting to a place where this is really cute and detailed, even in
Place an
the
electricity box.
areas in the middle. Okay, that's another one. You will get that. We just have to look for good places for a little. But I'm fairly sure that we don't have any up here yet. It absolutely is okay. In fact, Honu, I wish nobody would be asking for electricity boxes. So you are doing a great box. Absolutely fine. If you don't. And I feel you. I also had no clue about Twitch before I started streaming. The only thing that ever made me interact with Twitch before was watching Counter-Strike tournaments, but I never really looked at any individual streamers. And you still get a second one. Do I see that correct, Maestro? I guess up here, close to this very. Is this I'm gonna have to ask a well. First, we place the electricity box. Then I have to ask a critical question because I think Gaga might be up to a bit of shady business in my favela over here. Because as you guys are aware, Gaga immediately decided that he's a man of the streets and he lives in the favela. So he bought this property here and keeps saying that he grew up in the street and is a gentleman from the streets. I would argue this might not entirely be part of the favela. In fact, I don't think Gaga is a big fan of people in the favela, if I look at this. Just saying, but for some reason, he definitely is involved in the favela, because Gaga also bought this tower up here, where I don't know what all of these people are doing here, but they seem to be having a nice life inside of the favela. And then, is it an accident that Gaga has such a good view on this inner yard here? And what exactly is happening here? Do we really think this is a nail salon? I would argue this seems a bit
That's cute.
suspicious. I mean, it does seem like a very fitting place for Saul Goodman to have his office, but I don't know. This place seems a bit sus to me. You have to ask Gaga. This is all Gaga's fault. Gaga initially, I can show you, Honu. There is a lot of history in this city, right? So bear with me for a moment. We're going for a ride to the other side of the city. My poor frames. We've not looked at this today, so my computer is probably dying. I hope it's not too bad. But Gaga has a gang in my city, right? This is Gaga's gang. It is a Booty Riders. They are not a motorcycle gang, they are a scooter gang. And for some reason, Gaga's wish when he founded the scooter gang in my city was that he wants all of these members to be barely dressed women. I find that kind of sexist, and that would not be my kind of scooter gang. But then who am I to judge? Gaga was wishing for it, and Gaga gets what he wants. So that's why there is so many women in any place Gaga is involved on, because for some reason his gang members seem to exclusively be women with scooters, just like his security is up here, so people cannot get up in his cute garden from the favela. I mean, you're welcome to get your own nail service or nail studio in my city. In fact, I think I have other nail studios. But yes, a lot of what we're gonna do today is not gonna be super exciting because a lot of what this city needs is this, and it's small added detail on terraces, on roofs, and to bring a bit more life into this place. So probably not the most exciting stream, but we're getting really close to actually being at a place where we do need to fill up everything. And then hopefully soon we're finished with this. I also found this flag, which is one of the trist flags from Australia. I think this is an Aborigine flag, if I'm not mistaken. I love it. It looks a bit like a Brazil flag, and obviously favela is pretty much Brazil. So I decided from the distance it can get away as a Brazil flag. So I've been working with it. And let me catch up real quick on what you've been saying, Honu. Yeah, see, honestly, I have still not really played around with the settings of hover color super much, but for a very simple reason. I am very happy with the default colors. So I've never felt the need to adjust much. I'm sure there is gonna be places in future where I feel different about it, and then I will adjust it. And welcome in Rizwa and welcome in Elgando. Now where Riza is here, we're gonna have to have a look at something really cool that you guys could see in the starting screen already. But Riza has made something that for our favela is an absolute gift. Riza made this beautiful statue over here that now should be recolorable. Yes, it is. Uh, I guess we need to replace it because I still have the old version. But Riza updated this. Sometimes it helps if we move it. It doesn't, but yes, I can see already that it is recolorable if we're hovering over it. So we're gonna go ahead and yeet this out. And then we're placing a new one that should be recolorable at that point. I think it's because it's an old version. I had that before with other things. I don't think that's your fault, Riza. I think it's because the game does not always understand when you update an asset and replace it, and especially with colors that sometimes causes issues. I'm fairly sure this will not happen anymore when we replace it. So don't you worry, I'm sure everything is fine. Yeah, obviously I've not yet detailed this. I agree it's a tad too clean, but I don't want it to be super rundown. Like even if you look at the originals, they are pretty clean in general. Yes, I will go over there with a bit of decals eventually, but I still love it. Even though, yes, I agree, it's maybe a little too clean. But yes, I love the new color. Like a lot less extreme white than it was prior. And I think it fits super well. Like I always wanted something interesting to go on this corner here. So when Riza made this thing, I was very excited because it literally like made for this build, and I'm a big fan of it. I don't think so yet. Maybe you can ask Riza to make one, as he is starting to be Mr. Plaza and Statue Man for the community. And welcome in Triton. Triton has been working on very exciting things. I don't think right now we need it yet, but I've been playing with a beta version of extra detailing tools where Triton is playing around, trying out multiple new features. And we're gonna have a look at some of them in a moment. And I'm sure you guys will be excited because many of those things that Triton has added are absolutely gorgeous. And welcome in, Rookie. Nice to see you, mate. Which competition are you gonna win this month? I feel like Rookie always wins either Few Candy Challenge or Rookie wins the Overcharged Egg Challenge. As it seems like Rookie participates in those both of them very regularly. And if anybody knows Rookie's build, they're beautiful. So the Sir is probably gonna take away another win this week. What is the art challenge? I have to admit I'm not very involved in Overcharged X community. So I do usually see few candies challenge, but I only participated twice, I think. But yeah, I think it's super cool. Especially if you candies challenge, I think is very enjoyable for all of the detail focused people in here right now. You guys should definitely, in general, check out Few Candy, but especially Few Candy's monthly challenge is always a different topic and usually very cute builds. It's a detailing challenge, pretty much. You submit a single screenshot, and there is a topic. I'm not sure what it is this month. Something like the devil lies in the details or something like that. And you then can send any screenshot of your build that fits the theme, and in the end, there is an anonymous vote where people can vote for their winner, and the winner actually gets some small prize. Like usually you can choose a game on Steam or something like that. Okay, and now we're gonna have a quick look, and I hope I don't break anything, because this is still beta, and I managed to break some things a few times, but we're gonna have a look at the amazing new features coming to EDT. First things first, you guys see this, right? Finally, you guys can open and close this. There is a lot more exciting things. One of the exciting things is we can finally type into all of these input boxes here, which I think is absolute 10 out of 10 amazing. And we can do this. Do you guys see this? We can now drag up here. I love this. This is probably my favorite new feature, because for many things, I don't need to be super accurate. For many things, I just want to quickly change the angle. And God, is this helpful for detailing. You can so much quicker touch these things. Yes, I know some of these things you can do with Move It as well. Obviously, these rotations you cannot do with Move It, and it's an absolute game changer. There is other nice
Place an
features in
electricity
here.
box.
God damn it, Elgendo. I will in a moment, but I need to really quick show this because it's so cool. This already really cool. Now comes an actual game changer about this. And you can click this button, and then you get into this menu. You have two different modes. One is this mode, and you get the gizmos, where you can then literally drag these things with the gizmos, which is somewhat similar to Move It, obviously, but it allows a lot more fine control. And now comes the even bigger one, and it's this. This is going to be a feature together with the dragging
It's
that
very
I will
nice.
use all the time, because you can get those gizmos out. And in the past, we always had to do everything with values. Now we have this. I did not. No. Maybe how do I get there? I have to admit, I played very short only. So if, when I move, you mean like this? Oh, wait, hold on. I don't understand the sphere. I always clip to some of the others. Oh, there we are. Hold. Oh, no. Oh my god. Oh my. I was about to complain and say this is weird, but I understand what it does now. This is amazing, Triton. I'm gonna use that sphere all the time. If anybody of you is not following on what is happening here, this is following the surface. You guys see what is happening here, right? We're moving this from this angle where it snaps to the surface, and we're moving it over here, and tada, it changes the angle. This is amazing. Wholeheartedly, 10 out of 10. I
It's
love this
very
feature
nice.
already. Like, that is gonna be so nice for detailing. Big fan. I do think the gizmos are a bit difficult in some regard. I think Gaga has already given you feedback to it. I actually have a really good place to show you this, because I was trying around with EDT here yesterday. This this object is a great example, because look at this, Riton. the object is so small that I can literally not physically target either the green or the cyan sphere, because these are overlapping them, I guess, because the item is so small, right? Is a really unfair example because this tire is tiny. But yes, with this tire, as you can see, I have no proper way of. And this I managed yesterday already. I don't know how I managed this. I know by now how it's fixable. I need to go back out again. But you did notice that I could not move that thing anymore. I don't know what happens. I think it's when I jump in between elements while I'm already in the transform panel. Sometimes I cannot move it anymore. But yes, the gizmos on this, I simply can't unless I'm doing something wrong. But you can see, right? I'm trying to reach the green one somewhere, and it's not doable because the gizmos are staying too big, I guess. Oh, yeah, this is also nice. I don't mind the position of it, to be honest, and I don't know what I would resize it for either. Very cool that this is possible, especially for the future. Maybe if there is more happening in here. Otherwise, I don't think I really need it. What I think would be very nice would be to have keybinds for these things here. But yes, amazing work. I've again not managed to play with it super much yet, so I don't have the best feedback to it yet. But the little try I had with it is very, very nice. Big fan of it. That looks roughly underwater. Yeah, 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 I know. Don't worry, I won't say anything relevant during the ad break. Not like I ever say anything relevant, but even less so during the ad break. Now with this, I want to try if the move on surface. This is a great area to try around with EDT. Yeah, let me know when you cuties are done and back from the ad break. Again, I'm not gonna say anything of relevance till you're back. All right, you're back. Yeah, perfect. I knew there was an ad break coming. And yes, very nice. I love keybinds. Actually, if you're on keybinds anyways, there is a keybind that I would also love to have added if it's not a problem. One thing I notice I need to toggle all the time is this one. The snap to 90-degree angle. When you draw net lanes, I can show you exactly why I need this all the time. If we take any pass like this, right? And I'm doing a pass and I want to do a very small curve. I don't know, we have this part here. And now I want to do a curve that is very light. I want to have this snap to 180 because I want this to be a flawless place. But now I need the snapping off because now often I would need an angle that's in between these two, right? So I cannot have the snapping. I have this a lot while playing, and I then always just toggle these on and off, which is totally fine. but this would be a button where I would be incredibly happy about if it could have a keybind, because it's the one that I probably toggle on and off the most out of everything. And I guess multiple people in chat agree right away, so I don't seem to be the only person. Again, as with everything I wish for, just no expectations, no hurries, no rush. And if it's not possible, then it's not possible. But if it's possible, then obviously I will be very, very glad about it. And welcome in, Friedrich. I'm curious, is it the same snap you guys all change the most? Because for me, it's the same snap nearly all of the time. Yep. And here we have the same old problem. Sadly, this is not a great area to try the new transform tool, because we have the decals here. Triton knows about the problem. I'm not gonna describe it again. But yes, I cannot properly touch anything here, which is slightly infuriating, but so be it, I guess. And obviously, that's not a Triton fault. That's a game fault that maybe we can have a
I wish we
solution
had a
for.
cactus.
We have a cactus, Friedrich. No more needing to hope. I have so many cactuses by now. In fact, I need to just
I wish
replace
we had a
replace
cactus.
it. But look at our cute cactuses. It's perfect. It's published. It's released. I'm sure anybody will be there. Ha! You already added the filter, Triton? Ah! I did not know that. How? Oh my! Oh my! You don't know how exciting this is, Triton. I can everybody please a round of applause for Triton in chat. This is the most exciting feature we had in forever. Yeah. It's right here, but is this not? Oh my, I did not even realize that. Again, Triton, I'm sorry, I've not managed to play with this a lot yet. So there is things I've not found. That is absolutely amazing. I love it. There still is a small issue, and it's the same as with a tire, right? Because here, for example, I would love to use your new feature and get to touch the cyan sphere here. And since the object is so small, I can't. But I don't even care. Everything else about this is so exciting that this is absolute 10 out of 10 Triton. You don't you don't understand. Yes, look at this, Riza. The feature that I'm so excited about, when I play, I always have this problem, right? Where I wanna touch these, but I can't because the decals are on top of it, right? I already showed the gizmo dragging before you were here. I will show the gizmo dragging again, but this is even more exciting. For any detailer, this is like the biggest game changer in forever. So you see this result. I cannot touch them. Now we go here and you see this, the ray cast filter. I did not even see this before. You can toggle off moving objects, decals, or static objects. So if I go in here and I toggle off the decals, I can touch these, which simply would have not been possible in the past, right? Now I can touch it and move it. I wish, but I'm not sure if this is possible for you, Triton, because this is 10 out of 10. I would need this feature all the time. Does this allow me to also? Yes. One question I have maybe this is something you could implement. Because one of the reasons why I often need to touch things like this, one is exactly what you solved, and it's to access this item with EDT, which we now can, and absolutely amazing, like wholeheartedly, the most exciting feature we had in a long time. But the other reason why I often need to assess these is recolor. Exactly. Friedrich can see my mind. I don't think this helps me to get to recolor, right? Because I have now touched this object, but I'm in your tool. As soon as I exit your tool, okay, just press escape instead, I also lose the object. So I cannot do this. And I already showed the rotation, Honu. You entered after the show started. I will definitely use the rotation again. No worries. We will touch all of that. But we're already past that point at the very exciting parts of it. And really, the decal part is 10 out of 10. If this also somehow is able to solve the issue with recolor, then I don't even know what to say. Then it's absolutely perfect. Could not be any better mod than this. Even like this, it already takes away a lot of the pain I had in the past. But yes, recolor would be very nice as well. And I don't know if that is doable, as I know it's a different tool than what you give us access to, so it might not be possible, but worth a try at least. And welcome in, Sunny. And I'm sure I also actually do want to try to get a little proper detailing done today. I'm sure there is going to be enough possibility today to go back into the tool and look at new stuff, or maybe treat on notice that I forgot to look at something. We did look at the rotation and such, but again, I only played with this for like an hour yesterday, so it's not like I've had super much time to try things out. These always trick me. With these, I always need to think a little. First things first, we need a place on the beach that's relatively flat, because they lie completely flat as well. And what always tricks me is that they lay down the opposite way of what you would expect. So I think if we place her like this, she should be laying down the correct way. Yes, okay. And this is flat enough for her to actually be able to lie there properly. I think we can even put somebody down here. Of course, I fumbled that right after I say always need to keep in mind that they lay down the wrong way. I don't think about it and lay her down the wrong way. Yeah, I do think, especially mod-wise, there's been a lot of really exciting things happening, especially with Triton being like so motivated lately. The amount of amazing stuff that Triton has put out is crazy. And also the last two, I've been calling those out loads, but for everybody who has not used them yet, the latest two mods of Honu. Oh, I I am fumbling right now. But the latest two mods of Honu are also absolute 10 out of 10 amazing. If anybody is not aware, Honu has made both City Watchdog as well as Hover Color. If somebody wants to see any of that, gladly say, but I've showed them off multiple times already. So at least my regular viewers should be very much aware of both mods anyways. If somebody isn't, please scream and I will give you a quick show of what they do. And not only mod wise, I also think assets have gotten a lot better. Well, no worries. Have you? I'm not sure till what you still heard. Have you heard about the recolor thing I asked about or mentioned? Yeah, surely. I've been bad mouthing Triton. As soon as he was gone, I went out and said how horrible I find everything about the new mod. You have missed many, many compliments and amazing words towards yourself, Triton, but that's fine. What I was asking, because this is my favorite feature out of everything that you made, is this. My question was if you somehow can get this out of only your tool to recolor. Because this is 10 out of 10. If I want to move this, I can now move this. Again, this is a bit of an issue because the gizmos get too small, right? Like here, for example, I can not touch the sphere or the green one, but you know that already. My other ask is yes, I now have this object. I would love to recolor it. Is there a way for you that when we exit your panel, that we keep the object selected? Then we can use your tool to select the object. But if I exit out of your tool now, I'm left out again, right? So if I want to recolor, I can still not recolor it. I can assess it with your tool, which 10 out of 10. But the second thing I need to get to for these things is recolor. And again, I'm not sure if how that could be looking technically, but I would imagine if we go into your tool here, even just keeping this object selected, if we go back out, actually here it did because I clicked it before. Why did it not with wait? Oh, because I cannot click this before. Okay, this makes perfect sense. But yes, then what I said stands. I would love to keep being in this object. Now I selected this object with your transform tool. I want to have a way how to open the info zip panel about this thing to assess recolor. I'm sure you can think of. Okay, hold on. Here actually it did bring me to that. Wait, hold on. So there is a way. I do this, and you said now select another object. So I do this, escape. Then I go out of that tool though, and then I press escape again, and I'm fully out. Before it worked, why did it just work and now it doesn't anymore? Probably this is a skill issue on my side. I select this object, I escape. This is still selected now, I guess, because it's still hovered over, but now not anymore. Maybe I need more idiot-proof explanation of how to do this. Yes, but hold on. With your default tool or with a default cursor? Also, you're saying I should select any object. I select this. Now I go into your tool, select a different object, and now I escape. That works. Okay, 10 out of 10. You need to know, but yes, now I understand. I need to have an active selection so he can show this dialogue, I guess. So you just, for everybody who did not follow what Triton explained, I'm sure you guys did, and just I didn't. But if you select any object, doesn't really matter what, and then you go into Triton's tool, and you select a different object that you cannot select, like these, for example, and then you leave the tool again, now it will have selected this. That makes perfect sense. I would have not thought about this on my own. Yeah, I also think I'm the only one. As usual, guys, I'm mainly streaming, so you guys can feel better about yourself. It's like the Twitch version of reality TV where people are watching to feel better about themselves and look down on people. That's exactly why you guys are watching me, because you're like, oh my god, this guy is such an idiot. Now I don't even have to feel bad about myself anymore. And honestly, totally fair and relatable, because I am an absolute idiot, is not wrong. You might be joking, but I will still side with you, Sunny, and tell you that I very much agree with you. And I'm curious if Riza is still here. I have a question to or Baganario or any of the other Brazilian people. How bad is my solution with the wires? As you guys can see, I went through and actually put a shitload of wires, like actually around everywhere. I do this quite a lot, which obviously is not optimal, but is the best I can do. I'm trying to make a prefab that has only one selection. So this can be going to a single cable instead. I do have Scene Explorer. Yeah, would you have any idea how I can, like, considering the game limitations, right? How would you like even more of these connections? So me bridging off more into houses? Because I think if I manage to do the thing where I only have a single connector, then yes, I would like to bring more cables into the houses as well. But currently, where I only can bring 4 cables, I think it's a bit too much. I have started doing that. I think I have managed that in the editor. I don't manage to display it in the game yet. And my editor expert StarQ has been fairly busy lately. And when I have issues with the editor, my solution to my issues with the editor is run to StarQ and ask him what I'm doing right and wait for him to tell me how to do it correct. I think that should be doable because I managed what I did, what I have in the editor. I took this pole or a normal pole. I removed the mesh so it does not have a mesh anymore. Then you have these points here where it connects to, and I reduce it to one that is now sitting in the center. I think everything should work. I have not managed for it to display. It should be somewhere in here. I think what I did wrong is merely the UI object that I need to redo. But I hope that's something I can get us, Sunny, because I agree. I don't even want a pillar. Maybe you're thinking about a solution with a pillar. I quite literally just want something that I can snap to a pole and then move into a house. No mesh, no anything. I mean, yes, but that's very much how it is in real life. Like, yes, these neighborhoods have an enormous fire hazard risk. And yes, it also absolutely does in my game, but I don't think that's wrong. I think that should be fairly easy, Sunny. Like if I manage to do the invisible thing that I want to have for myself, then I don't think it's a problem in the slightest to just make a pool real quick and attach it there. I would say no, we don't have a tool like that, but I also, unless somebody can give me a good reason, But if I think about if I would feel like I need a tool like that, my answer would probably be no. But don't ask just me. I'm sure other people feel different about it and might very much appreciate it. Or maybe you can even tell me what you would imagine it to be used for. I guess maybe thinking about it, yes, maybe it could be helpful if you want to get a perfect circle in a surface and you can have something in your game to trace real quick. But then realistically, you can very easily do that with right everywhere ready. So I don't really see the need for a mod that specifically does only that. Yeah, no, it makes exact sense. Like, also, don't only ask me. Like, I think in general, my Discord is like very full of micro detailers and people who really love to detail the shit out of their build. So, always a good idea to ask what people would be interested in. No, no, I need to clarify, right? Everywhere does not let you draw inside of the game. Nothing currently lets you draw inside of the game, but right everywhere allows you to very easily import any image or like icon or symbol, right? So yes, it's a bit more annoying than just being able to draw, but you could just take a circle from Google Images and then load it into your game and project it onto anything you want, and then you have a circle. I don't think that's a tool that people need more often than maybe once every few months. So that's my reasoning for saying I personally don't think it needs a mod. Rookie, I love it. I was thinking about the exact same, and thank you. That's a very cute word. But when I was looking about these places here, I was thinking the exact same. Imagine if we had a citizen that looks like Valdo, and I could place Valdo somewhere and then take different screenshots like this. This would be a 10 out of 10. Where is Valdo? So yes, I very much agree. I have to admit, I loved the Where is Waldo book so much as a kid that probably even now, nearly 30 years later, I would probably be able to point him out in most pages without having to search for him. So I very much love Where is Waldo. Or I shouldn't say I love, because it is not like I have looked at any of them in the recent years, but I used to absolutely love it. Also, one thing that's very, very funny to me about these, I love these assets, right? So if I say something negative about any of these assets, keep in mind how amazing I find them. I don't think it's a problem at all, but the scaling is very funny, as this railing here on the balcony is so big that a full grown man can just walk under it. I'm not saying this is this is very much up to Los Vagos security standards, but this does not seem like the safest railing possible to me. It's the same for a few of them. Like, I actually been giggling a bit. It's very inconsistent. Like, even these, like this is so high that people can barely manage to look over it. And then there is a few other ones. Some of them are super flat. Like this one is quite flat, where people can easily manage to fall off, I guess. And then others are incredibly high. So is a bit unbalanced, but wholeheartedly, I could not care less. The pack is amazing regardless. And Honu, did you not say? I'm curious because you keep saying you're not using 99% of the tools that we detailers are doing. Did you not start playing more yourself as well? I recall you've been saying that you've been playing in your own city. Because I don't think anybody needs to play much, but I do think if you make mods for this game, it helps if you have to deal with the problems yourself to get a better feeling of them. So I was very, very happy when I heard that you said you're playing the game right now. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because yeah, I guess if you're bug testing, then yeah, you don't want a fully bloated playset. I do think you're a bit wrong with how scared you are of assets. Because if an asset is not entirely broken, it doesn't really do anything bad to your game. Like I would argue mods are more problematic. But yes, obviously your load times would go up by quite a bit. So I understand why you're not a big fan of it. I mean, in all fairness, I do think the proportions in this game are so bad in vanilla that you can never blame any asset creator for their stuff having a bit of a weird scale, because the game is incredibly inconsistent in regards of scale by itself. So I don't know, if you model something by exact one-to-one real world scale, it will absolutely not fit the scale of cities. So yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. Is this roughly how it would look? Let's try. I mean, she's a bit too deep, but then she could be lying and just have her head out there. We can live with it. I'm fine with how that looks. And another question, if Reza is still here, if this is accurate, I went ahead and put quite a lot of those like small kind of stores in between the favela, especially in those lower areas here. We have a lot of like small stores, like a barber shop, a smoke shop, a liquor store, and then even further up in the favela, I started putting in a bit more businesses. The two piercing studio here. This is accurate, right? Because I've been looking at images of favelas, and I felt like it is. Yeah, by now it is very complete. Like the few things that I think we're still missing is more life in the roofs, right? Like these areas here, they're a tad too empty for me. But we're close, very close. I was thinking about titling the stream title today, finishing the favela, but I don't. Yes, I did Triton a few times, but I know how to get out of it now. I'm not yet sure how I trigger it, so I will have to keep looking out for it. But yes, I did manage to trigger that bug a few times. But if you unselect the object and then reselect it again afterwards, it fixes it. So it's not a big problem. And welcome in X Faction. Nice to see you here and welcome into my shitty small Twitch channel. Hope hope you enjoy your time. If you want to see anything of my city, gladly scream. Otherwise, we're just slowly detailing away at our favela here, which mainly means placing props and people to get this a bit more full of life and interesting. As with everything, Rookie, I would like to do more videos. Will I? Probably not. I just don't have enough
That's
time to
cute.
make proper videos. And there is something I could tell you, Rookie, but I cannot yet tell you. But uh, you might be positive surprised about something in future. Is all I can say. Else I'm in big trouble. And who doesn't love Frieza mods? I'm blessed. I don't know how this happened, but I'm blessed to have a lot of very amazing assets and mod makers usually watching me when I'm
I
playing,
stream, you scream, and
which
plop plop,
why they
baby.
do so, I have no idea. Maybe they should do more interesting things with their life, but it's a big honor to me. I'm still fairly new to this game, and most of the people who are nowadays in my chat have been pretty much role models of mine not long ago. So I'm I'm a big fan. And thank you a lot. That is very, very kind of you, X Faction. Appreciated. All of this will be used eventually to buy myself a new graphics card because I officially managed to destroy my frames in this area of the city as well. In the main city back there, it's been terrible for a long time already. Here, it's also starting to suffer a little. But yes, very, very appreciated. Never feel forced to support me, but I'm very happy if you do and can. You will laugh at me, Triton. I cannot even say. I have a budget entry level GPU from like 4 years ago. Is a 6700 XT. So uh, make it what you will. It's not an awful card. It's a totally fine budget card for playing esport titles like Counter Strike or player battlegrounds or PUBG or any quick esport optimized titles are great on that card. But yes, it's definitely not powerful enough for cities. And if anybody is wondering about the EDT stuff that we've been looking about before, thanks a ton, Rookie. Very cute of you. Also appreciated. Very, very nice. I mean, it's fine. Who knows? Recently, the updates have been making the performance a bit better. So for a while, I was shortly before thinking, okay, I need to start a new build because my performance in Los Vagos simply does not cut it anymore. But it's gotten a bit better again. And I'm doing fabulous, Michael. We're still chipping away at our favela, though by now, I would say we're like 90% done, maybe. Can give you a little tour. I think in some angles, holy shit, That is very, very generous of you, and thank you so much, mate. Big appreciated. Very, very kind of you. But yes, I've been chipping away at
Oh,
this.
that's
I've been
cute.
adding more and more detail and graffiti. We still need to actually. This is a place where we should dive in because this is basically undetailed yet. But we're getting to it. That's very cute of you. I mean, I can give you a proper showcase of my city. Maybe you've seen something before. If you want a city tour, please just ask. Maybe you've seen other parts as well. Maybe you've only seen the favela, because I don't think this is a perfect representation of my city. But yeah, again, very much appreciated. Very cute of you. Yeah, I figured. I knew it that if I stream during the
Bye,
World
have a great
Cup, that
time.
people are gonna run and watch soccer instead. Welcome in Ren, and goodbye Sunny. Enjoy watching footy. I'm not even aware who's playing right now. Is Sunny watching the Brits, or who's playing today? And what I was about to say before these nice and friendly gifts came in is, if anybody wants to try out the EDT stuff I've been showing, I'm gonna show it again. Is these beautiful things here where you can do amazing stuff like toggle on and off stuff, or you can move stuff with these gizmos here, as you guys can see, or even rotate stuff with these gizmos, as you can see. Absolutely amazing tool. Sunny has posted the unlisted beta version of this in, or not Sunny, what am I saying? Triton has posted the unlisted beta version of this in my Discord. So in case anybody wants to try it out, feel free to join my Discord, and either you find a link or you just scream in chat that you want a link, and I'm sure either me or somebody else will provide it for you. You cannot really do anything wrong, Honu. Like, don't be scared. I myself am horrible at Twitch, even though I'm a Twitch streamer, so you cannot do worse than me. Very cute of you, Rookie, and thanks a lot, and have an absolute wonderful good night, and sleep tight, and I wish you good luck on your art challenge. If you win, or even if you don't win and you feel like showing off what you're making, gladly show it off in my Discord as well. And as always, good luck for a few candy and overcharged egg. Yeah, we need more. Risa has actually really helped with his assets for these, but we still need way more residential props. I feel like I'm recycling the same props over and over and over again. And yes, it's been getting a bit better, but there still is a lot of room to grow. Well, I should have set her a bit further back, but what can we do? It is what it is. She's gonna stay like that. But yes, there is a few really exciting things happening. One thing that also might happen, TDW said he's looking into it. I asked TDW about a feature in Find It, and it's something that I also asked Yen about for Anarchy, and he has added it to the beta version of Anarchy already. What I asked about for Find It is the same, and it's multi-selection. I asked TDW if it could be possible to shift click and maybe shift click 5 or 4 or 10 different items here in Find It, and then have them place randomized, right? And he said he's gonna look into it, and I know he asked Yen already about it. If that is actually something we will get in future, I don't know. I cannot tell, but I hope so. I know that Yen again. The If you wanna try it, because I know Friedrich, you like a lot of the features that I also request. Yen has posted a beta version of Anarchy that already has multi-selection enabled for some of these. I have to admit I'm scared of beta versions, so I did not yet get it. But if you're more brave than me, then there is a beta version of this already available. Yeah, I knew it. This bench is really sad. I tried this many times. This bench is so flat that I can never manage to properly sit down people there. We can try if we lower it, because this is on an angle, so maybe the feet won't be in the floor, but I'm a bit doubtful that we can make this look non-silly. Maybe like this? Kinda, if you don't look close enough. I think we can get away with it. I think so. And you seem to be crashing so much lately, Elgando. I'm not sure what is wrong with your game and why your computer is so angry at you, but you and your computer absolutely don't seem to be on good terms. I don't know how to say it any different. The amount of annoying and weird crashes you have been dealing with lately is crazy to me. My game has been behaving very well recently. And supposedly it's gonna behave even better next patch. So let's hope they can deliver on it. I really can't wait for the next patch. So I'm a bit scared because we are reliant on texture replacer for our city here. If the texture replacer guy is gonna update, hopefully, to the new features we're getting. If so, that would be amazing. And thank you so much again. I know I'm not the biggest hype man, but I'm very thankful. Thanks for all of the gifted subs again, and thank you also for Rookie for the biddies. Very cute of both of you. Where do we even put this here? I would like them to have a bit of a spot, but the laundry is kinda taking the best spot for it. We're gonna put these chairs here and move the laundry. Yeah, I'm fairly sure, Scientic, I'm fairly sure I will get access to everything, right? Because the way the extra textures, the terrain painter is what you're referring to, right? That will be added to everybody. So I will also have access to that. What I want though is I want Texture Replacer to give us access to replace all of those channels. Because the 4 extra channels I believe that we're getting for the terrain painter, they will be okay for me. They will be decent for me. but they will obviously not be as helpful for me as for some other people. So I hope that eventually Texture Replacer will allow us to not only replace the general map texture, but also replace the actual 4 channels we will get to drawing. Yeah, same. But all of that is something you will have to wait for mod support for, right? So that is something where I guess we will need to be a bit patient and hopeful. And I don't know the source, so I cannot judge much. But from an outsider perspective, the perfect mod to include all of those features in would obviously be the maker of Texture Replacer. And I do think that guy is still generally active in the community, if I'm not mistaken. Does this make sense that these people have garbage bins up here? Absolutely not. Do I care? I don't think so. Should I care? Maybe. But I don't think I do. See, this is Michael. I need you to be busy with your wife and kid again. Finally, I had peace and not somebody who bullies me every time I don't. Did I just delete? I think I just deleted a rock here on accident. Ah, heck, because this was all underground and so big. Yeah, I definitely did delete something here. I will look at screenshots. I hope I have a screenshot from this and can recreate what I had there. But yes, what a fumble. Guys see nothing. If you guys ever thought I'm not incompetent at this game, I guess now you know that that is absolutely false and I am. But yeah, what a fumble. I broke this. We're definitely missing an entire big rock corner up here. Silly me, silly me. And I'm wondering, I've seen multiple builds lately with people having very cute small boats. Do we have cute small boats that are not from the horrible package with a quadrillion words? Like from the first boating package that got uploaded that definitely shouldn't be used. Which ones? Because all of the ones from Joe they are not that small, or I cannot find them. Yes, I looked at them. How were they called? Maybe I have not found the correct one, but all of them were kinda big. There is boat packs. There is one very nice boat pack by Joe. That's the one that Maestro is talking about. Load 3, I think he actually called them. But there is only 2 of those, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go into... Damn it. Well, let's just type boat instead. Maybe I'm also just not searching correct for those, but these are the ones from Joe. And this is very cute, but I want some preferably unmotorized or really small. Am I missing something? Because I seen smaller boats in people's screenshots, but then I only have these. Yeah, in Suli's Discord, you can find this, for example, from Jay, which I still don't think is bad. But I have to admit that nowadays, where we have access to the proper asset import. I don't love these asset assemblies anymore. This one is still pretty decent, and I think it aged quite well. But yes, now we can import proper boats, so I would rather just have a proper boat. I might just make myself a rowboat because I want a boat, a really traditional shitty rowing boat. X Faction, what you should look out for is the if you don't have that pack, but Joe or Georgs, I never know how to pronounce his second name, but I sure you sure know who I mean. He made a pack that is called Marina Pier Networks, and it has some boats in them. No, not from Jay. It's these here, or wait, these. This and I mean you have this entire lane, right, where you can draw the networks. I think that's the best we have for it. But yes, there is not that many different boats in it. But if you don't have that pack, then you should absolutely get yourself that pack. Yeah, a rowboat and a kayak, and maybe even I'm not sure, is it called the same in English? A canoe? Is that correct? Yeah, for sure. I think the boats we have are cute, but none of them actually fit for what we have here. So not optimal. And welcome in Obelix. Obelix, I will show you something that you will be as excited about as me. And I'm actually kind of excited to show it to you because I know that you will be one of the most excited people about it. What an absolute garbage sim placement we done here. We're gonna try that again. We turn this off and we're trying to put both of them exactly the same. And then this bench we always have to adjust slightly because it's not a great fit. Actually, that kind of fits. Move the bench a very little forward, and then I think that should actually be fine. I have as a kid I have a very I don't even know. The traumatic is too much. I actually found it quite interesting, but a funny story. In one holiday, we were in the US, me and my parents, and there was a group of fishermen, and they wanted to show me how they were crab fishing, and one of them was showing off a little how brave he is, and then a crab bit his finger. And holy shit, these crabs are powerful. It was two full grown, strong fishermen pulling with their entire body force and having trouble to get rid of that crab. Like actually crazy how strong they are. Yes, okay, Obelix, what I will show you, and I'm not over exaggerating if I say this is probably the most exciting feature you have seen in this game in a long time. Look at what we're doing here. You have the same problem as me all the time. I've seen you rant about this today in my Discord for a very long time of not being able to assess these because there's decals on top of them, right? Look at this. Only works in Triton's tool for now, but you see this raycast filter. You see we have moving objects, we have decals, and we have static objects. Do you see that I can touch this? Cause I have the decals off. So I can now move these around and do all kind of random things. I could also even get to recolor if I needed to learn this myself. If you touch an object before, like this, and now you go into the transform tool here, and you click on this item, and now you exit and go back out of the tool, you have this selected. So you can recolor this, you can move it, it is, I know how exciting this is for every detailer ever, because I know this is the biggest annoyance for all of us in the last half year at least. So I agree, Triton indeed is an absolute hero. What a 10 out of 10 amazing feature. There also is a lot of other cool things in there, but I know that this is the most exciting one for you. And Triton very much is supreme. In case you want to get these obelisk, Triton posted this in my Discord 2 or 3 days ago. If you cannot find it, just ask and I'm sure somebody will link it to you. Yeah, it's so, like, you don't know how big this is, because you don't know. I think I showed this to you a few streams ago, but like, if you, I'm gonna have to show this again, because you need to understand how much pain this has caused any detailer in the past, right? If you look at my mine here, for example, which I still think, also hold on, I have not saved a single time today yet. So I should save so I don't cry myself to sleep. But yes, in this area here, it's decals everywhere, right? I cannot touch anything. It's horrible. And you see how all of these vehicles are recolored? I literally always had to, for every of these that I angled or colored or anything, I had to move them up and then change it, and then I could work with it. Yes, and I'm too slow. I'm gonna go have a real quick pee and drink break. I'm gonna, for once, not send you guys on an UFO ride, but on a nice image of our favela. And I'm gonna take a real quick break. I'll be back with you, cuties, in roughly 3 minutes. BRB, cuties.
Great success. Wow, it's very nice.
Hi, cuties. I'm back. Sorry, kinda abrupt run into the ad break. I kinda forgot about it because I was yapping about the amazing Triton mod. I still have to try the Anarchy beta. Yen has also shared an Anarchy beta a while ago. That seems very exciting, but I was a bit scared with that, especially because he was in holidays. And I'm not gonna say Yen has a history of breaking my game with mod updates right before he's going to holidays, but then he absolutely does. As much as I love Yen and his amazing work, he's always flawless, beside when he's leaving on a trip, and then he manages to sneak in something that will break my save. So this time I held off, but it's probably flawless as everything Yen does. Yeah, I think Triton updated everything. I think like you by now only need the unlisted EDT. And you do make a good point, Obelix. That sounds pretty believable, not gonna lie. And maybe somebody is aware, as you guys know, vehicle controller has been broken for quite a while now and is not really working correctly. Do we have any possibility, if there is a vehicle pack with multiple packaged vehicles in it, do we have any way of removing some of them? We don't, right? If it's packaged into a single cock, I don't think we can. Because I love quite a lot of the vehicles from the Japan pack, but there is one vehicle in the Japan pack which absolutely does not fit into Los Vagos, and I would love to get rid of it. We have so many nice, cute custom cars by now, thanks to Ray. Damn it. I did look at his name prior to stream, so I don't butcher it. I'm buttering it regardless, but the guy who's been porting some CS1 models, all of these vehicles here, which they are not originally his models and they're made for CS1, but they're very well ported over to CS2. Yes, there we go. Rare Whitman. Exactly, that is the name I was looking for. His collection is so big by now that I think I will start sorting out some and start to actually try to get a proper US collection in for Los Vagos. So I don't know, something like this Skoda probably I won't keep. But amazing stuff. Sadly, I cannot find a vehicle that I want to get rid of. It's not anywhere here. It's funny because I see that vehicle all the time. Now I want to find it. I obviously cannot find it. Very typical. But in the Japan pack, there is a very small, kinda similar looking to the vanilla hatchback vehicle. This. I don't like this. I don't want this vehicle in Los Vagos. But there is a lot of other cute vehicles in this pack. I think it's JP vehicle pack or something. And I want to keep everything else, but I want to remove this, and I don't think that is possible for us, is it? Because initially, before we had a mod store, I was always thinking it's nice if people bundle a lot of stuff, especially with vehicles. The longer I'm actually using different vehicles, the nicer I think it if stuff is singled out. Because at that moment you actually get proper choice. So I hope that more people split their things actually. which is curious. If you would have asked me a few months ago, I would have said the exact opposite. But I have to eat my own words and say that I actually think it's nice if you have full choice, because that way you can then make the perfect vehicle selection for your own city, pretty much. And please scream if you guys see nice places for these staircases. I place quite a lot of them already, but I do really care about having proper walkways over these roofs in different positions. So gladly come and scream if you see a good place for them that I've been missing. And welcome in, Nyoko. Have you managed to fix your safe again? And have you found out by now how you managed to break your safe in the first place? But yeah, Triton, I have to admit, the more I play with this, I love the gizmos and I think they can be very handy. I think in the majority of the times I will use these. I think this feature that you can drag them, 10 out of 10. Super handy, very quick to adjust things with. Absolutely lovely feature that I will probably use more than anything else. One here, we have one here. Here we don't really need any. This is a bit too finicky. Here we don't really need to get on. This is where I'd love a staircase, but the roof here is so angled. That actually, everybody else has had Brazil so far. I love Colombian as my cute girlfriend is Colombian. So I like it. This is the following pack. Wait, I actually need to find a proper building. Is this a ploppable as well? There we go. It's a slum pack made by PDO23. Really cool. Really, really, really cool. I think one of the coolest packs that ever gotten released since the editor update. I think it's criminally underrated because it had a bit of a issue at the start. So when it was new, I think many people added it and then they had an error message pop up and then many people deleted it again. And the guy went back and fixed it and it works absolutely beautiful and flawless by now. But I think people are not aware and have just not rechecked it. And in the you were asking the wrong person. I have not personally used it myself, Obelix, but I think the features that the Anarchy beta adds that we didn't have before are both the his offset variation, exactly what you're talking about, and then as well the multi-selection. I think what Yen added to the upgrade is that, again, I'm not using the beta right now, so I cannot show it, but you could multi-select here, just like you can in the plant menu. Here. The heck? Why can I not multi-select? Why? I have never had this before, that I cannot multi-select in the... Am I tripping? Or is my game being weird? Maybe it's a mod conflict between something? I'm losing my mind. This is always possible to multi-select here. Well, you know what I mean anyway. Yes, yes. All of the, that's what Yen said. It has all of the limitations that the current multi-selection of tree controller has as well, and he wants to work on removing more of those limitations. But yes, for now, it's only for a single page. That is absolutely correct the way you describe it. It is something that he is aware of, that it's not optimal, so I'm fairly sure there will be more updates to it in future. And here, this is a bit annoying. Actually, we're gonna place both of these. We're gonna use move it for those, because it's a bit easier if we have both elements. Just put it there. Actually, I don't even think it's easier with move it. Not this part, the next part is gonna be easier with move it. I think it's too big for that, Nyoko. I mean, I think the place you showed me, indeed, very cool inspiration, and it's lovely. In general, even for how we have it here, I think it's a bit too tall. But yes, it's too big to put it in between the houses. It's like kinda hitting over everything. And I also have to admit, I do think this does thrown very nicely over the city. Yeah? Like, especially if we go down to street level, I actually think this looks super nice. Maybe you disagree, I'm curious. Maybe you would say it still should be in between the houses. I mean, we can totally move this, but I don't know. I think it really fits well there. I always was thinking that this corner does need some element to carry it visually. So, big fan of this. That is very cute words, Rizal, and thank you. I also have to admit, I really like this place. I don't think it's the best part of Los Vagos, just because it does not fit so well in Los Vagos. I think I managed to kinda guess it needs a bit more detail up here and a bit more overlay, and then this area needs to be worked out. But I think it fits quite well, even though it's a US build. But yeah, it's not a really perfect representation of the build, but appreciate it. I personally still think this is the coolest build I ever made. Maybe when the favela is finished, I can appreciate it even more. But yeah, I think for me personally, this is still the place in the city that I like the very, very most. What are you gonna do if I'm not paying, huh? And Rhythm, as always, when people say anything similar to what you just given me, I will gladly pay you, but I need you to PayPal me 300 euros first. It's only the transaction fee. Obviously, I will send it back and then add the payment you get from me. But I will have to have you, yeah, pay the transaction fee first, so I can give you your money. I have not seen it. What is the latest asset in PDX mods? Now you're getting me curious. Oh, what the heck? I don't really understand what they keep up and what they take down so far, to be honest. I mean, Nyoko, did you see it last week? The I think the drama, not really drama, because it solved itself fairly quickly again. But did you see what happened to Riza? Because yeah, Riza got a message complaining about his stuff and that he should take it down. And it was not even his stuff. He was using Suli citizens. And the official city's account managed him to please take it down. I mean, in all fairness, I think they went back out and they said they're sorry and corrected themselves. So I don't think no harm done. Like in the end, I think it all turned out fine. But initially, I also was like, "What the? They cannot be serious here." That got me really angry initially, and then luckily they clarified and said they made a mistake. Yeah, yeah. I think the Riza has to clarify, as he's the one who got into the DMs. But I think the last part of them was that they said sorry and they did not check the assets well enough, and they are taking it back, and he's totally allowed to keep everything. And welcome home, Princessa. Thank you for subscribing to your boyfriend. I've said this in the past. If you ever thought about streaming on Twitch, one thing I can highly recommend is getting a cute girlfriend and then bullying her into supporting you on Twitch. It's something more people should do. I'm doing it and I'm very happy with it. Yes, that is absolutely true. If you don't monthly subscribe to my Twitch, then I will not let you out of the cellar. This is entirely correct and surely no fake news. I understand. Oh, it's in. I actually I'm learning. Pequeña means small. I know that, and I guess petarda has to be a firecracker. Then is that correct? Am I actually learning Spanish here, or maybe it's Rizal, so might be Portuguese, or might be same in. Oh, I should have not said that then. Sorry to all of my Latino and Spanish viewers. I did not know that that's a bad word. Well, Riza, be careful. You were allowed to bully everybody in my Twitch channel, but Little Firecracker is the head admin on this channel and is a. I'm not gonna say you guys thought I'm a big dictator. My girlfriend is the biggest dictator out of all of them, so you mess with whoever you want. I'm just saying you might be in danger. Messing with Latins or Latinos and Latinas is a dangerous thing to do. I'm speaking from experience. Why do I keep today? I'm too tired today. I keep selecting the wrong citizen. Not you. You. And now we want to angle you a bit more so it can kinda fit on there. Yeah, I told you, Riza. Like you do whatever you wanna do, but you're playing with fire. Is all I can say. And with this, I'm not sure if this can work or not. Probably not. In the bigger one, this maybe we can make this work somehow. Oh, what are you struggling with, Nyoko? And obviously, get well soon, cutie. But what kind? I'm very sick. You're probably struggling with flight simulation addiction. Is that a sickness you're suffering from? Because if so, I think you've been struggling with that for a while already. Okay, see, we did not place this person correctly, but we're just gonna cheat and take the deck chair and move it so it works a bit better. And why does this still look so empty? But the upper one obviously is very empty, but this one also feels very empty still. And I don't really know why. Maybe we need more plants. I feel like maybe more plants is the solution. I mean, not every roof has to be a party. I mean, already this is a big market, and then this is a big party with people dancing, very nice. And this is Gaga with his crazy, rich, and dubious friends. I'm sure if they're friends of Gaga, they must be involved in some shady business. And the Triton one should be absolutely fine. I've been using that for a while now. What I'm not certain about, as I have not tried that yet, is the Yen Anarchy. But I think some people have been using that for a while. I welcome in Gray. I have been learning keybinds, Graham. A bit more, at least. There is a lot of room to grow, but I've been using Move It keybinds. Not much today, because I'm trying to use Triton's beta of EDT a lot. So today I've not been using Move It very much, but mainly EDT. But otherwise, I have been using actual keyboard commands and not playing like a 80-year-old grandma anymore. Which I know surprising, but it is actually true. No, I'm not forcing myself. Like I will use Move It still for where it's handier, but I actually do use EDT all the time, regardless. It's just a lot nicer and quicker and more practical now. I mean, the issue with Move It is a very simple one, and it's we're missing one axis of rotation, right? So for things that are, I just want to quickly move stuff around without having to be too accurate, I think Move It will always be my choice for that. For anything where I want a bit more fine control over it, I will always use EDT. Yes, see exactly what Obelix is saying. I very much agree with that statement. Because Gray, look at this. I've been showing this off all day because I'm so excited for this feature. I'm not sure if it's as much of an issue for you, but probably as you're also into detailing. You've seen me fight with this problem for months now, where I cannot touch elements that are covered by decals, right? Now look at this. We have this new raycast filter in EDT. And there is not super many categories, but the main and important one is you can turn off decals, which means you can target stuff that's under decals. It's absolutely lovely. It is absolutely lovely. There also is many other cool features, as I shouldn't show this on something that's less relevant, but you can now do stuff like this and move your stuff with gizmos. And one feature that I didn't even realize that Triton had to show me about, I'm going to show it in a different place because it's even more interesting, but you can also do this and rotate with these now. And even more exciting is you can click above these and just drag left and right. Or you can just type in a number as well. If I want this to be a clean 456, I do that, I hit enter, there it is. I love it. It's so goddamn good. And now I'm gonna go back to the place where I showed it earlier because it was too perfect to show this place. And it's here. Look at this, Graham. We take this, we go in here, we go into the gizmo tool, and you see this cyan sphere in the middle. That's my only critic so far. Sometimes it's a bit finicky to touch them. I will not explain what happens here. You will understand by yourself, Graham. I don't think I need to explain this. And I think you will be as excited about this as I am, most likely. It is surface conform, right? Yes, it can be a bit finicky or weird in some areas, as everything with snapping in this game is, but it works beautifully. Absolute 10 out of 10 feature that you can move stuff cleanly while following the surface. It's amazing. And I only have started using this yesterday. I'm sure there is many other cool things that I have not even realized yet or not properly used enough. But amazing. Absolute 10 out of 10 amazing. If you want to try it, Triton posted the beta version in my Discord. It is on PDX already, it's just unlisted for now. But I've been playing with it the entire day today and a little yesterday already. And to me, it seems absolutely flawless. I know Triton is gonna wanna do some more polishing and get everything up to the high standard he usually has, but I would say it's already working perfectly fine. That staircase seems a bit high and dangerous, but do we really care about safety of people in Los Vagos? I don't think so. So don't fall, just walk careful, I guess. I don't think that's possible. I didn't want to shatter your dreams when I seen that, but it's not like I know you and Gaga both felt like you're inventing the wheel, and that's such a crazy idea. But I'm gonna say probably everybody in the last 2 years had that same idea. Yes, what is not possible is the listing. I don't think, if I understand correctly, I don't think there is a way to read that out. I don't think you can properly display this. Maybe I'm wrong here and I can be corrected. Yes, but there is no way to target them. I think that's the difficulty. At least if I understood Triton in the past, there is no way to target them individually. So yes, did I just redo the same silly thing I did? Please, not you. But if I understood Triton and Yen correct in the past, the difficulty is that you cannot directly for the cursor, if you have two decals, right? find an example, like here, for example, where we have the graffiti and we have the other decals. I don't think the game is able to differentiate. The only trigger Triton has here is all of these are decals. I think what Obelix and Gaga have been talking about, and I've made similar suggestions to Yen in the past, because this marquee tool is very powerful. What they want is they want to marquee this, and now click show all of these objects like a layer list in Photoshop. And then they want to be able to select in that layer list and probably drag stuff up and down. But my understanding from everything you have told me in the past is that this is not going to be possible. Gladly tell me I'm wrong. That should be doable. If so, please do that. Because yes, that would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, even if it's just selecting a specific one, that already would be huge. If you can drag, then even better. I know that StarQ is also working on something that at least touches on this, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it, so I'm gonna shut up and let the sir tell his own news about what he's working on. But Triton, you can see how I hope this is as heartwarming for you as I I would imagine it to be. You can see how excited everybody is about your updates. Like you don't understand how important and relevant ED team is for detailing and how much quality of life some changes like the ones you're working on right now are being for us, like absolute game changers. Yeah, I'm surprised to be honest. I recall having asked similar things in the past, and I recall being told that it's not possible. So when I read what you guys were talking about, I was like, I'd like it, but sadly not doable. But if you can do it, then that would be sick. Yeah, the marquee tool is amazing. I know that one of the things I asked Jan in the past, and I think he said is also doable and interesting, is I want the marquee selection to be bound to Better Bulldozer. I want to be able to drag with a marquee like this and then be like, okay, this entire selection, please delete. And Jen said that should be possible and is something he's going to think about in future. The reason I find it so interesting with the marquee tool is exactly what Obelix is talking about, or these filters, right? So for example, if I want to make sure that I delete every plant in this area, I can just marquee tool the plants and now only delete all of the plants in this area accurately. So really, really cool as well. Honestly, loads of very exciting news regarding cities lately. Yeah, I always was dreaming of that. Like, as somebody who's working with Photoshop and Illustrator all day, every day, the one thing I would have wished for since forever in this game is a layered list. And then what I really want in the layer list, and I hope Stark is not mad at me, but I'm gonna spoil a very little. What I want from the layer list and later on is actually being able to adjust the draw layer, the draw order, and similar things. And according to StarQ, that should now be possible without making a proper duplicate of a surface or a decal. So very exciting because, as you guys know, right now we're pretty much dependent on however a decal creator set up their things, what goes over what and where it draws on and what you can target with it. And you cannot blame the decal creator really, because there is so many different possibilities that you cannot really. The heck were the chairs where I wanted to put them in? These, I guess. Then wrong rotation. But yes, you cannot really do that currently. And in the past, we always had to put duplicates in, and again, the decal creators, they can only anticipate the most likely solution, but then in some others, whatever they decide on will not be what you want. And it looks like that also could be something we can adjust in future, which would be amazing. Imagine you could go in and say, I want this decal to run below the road or above the road, or be able to say, I want this big decal here to be above the sand and everything like that. Really exciting, wholeheartedly. Grouping and locking, I will both agree, but again, I never know what's technically possible, and maybe sometimes we're wishing for a bit too much. But so far, I'm actually surprised to how many things Triton seems to be saying that seems doable. So very cool. And welcome in Data Knazer. Nice to see you. If anybody is not aware of Data Knaza, I know I'm not the greatest in giving shout out or calling people out. I'm trying to be better. But Data Knaze is one of the newer city streamers that makes very, very cute builds. I was about to put a shout out, but thank you, Graham, for being good at Twitch, unlike me. But yes, you guys absolutely should check out Data Knaze. Obviously, you guys should also absolutely check out Grey Noise, but then everybody who's watching me knows Grey Noise already anyways. So the bigger, more known people in the community, I shout out less, but not because I don't really appreciate them, just because I know my viewers know them anyways. And I'm sure Data Knaze is only a few months away of being exactly part of that and nobody having to give you shout outs anymore because people will know you anyways. But for now, run over there and follow. I wish we had different poses of people sitting. They all are sitting so unrelaxed, which here actually is fine. They're watching soccer. You wanna be a bit more uptight, but for many other things, I don't like it very much. Well, I mean it, Graham. Like, yes, please shout out yourself as well. But I think anybody who is watching me knows of you anyway, so I don't think it will change much. Now, see who is gray indeed. That is the question. I don't. You have to clarify a bit more. I don't know where you read that and what exactly you read. There is one thing I'm thinking about, but that's the only thing I can imagine, and it's star cube blocks. Because no, by itself, these benches are not usable. they actually need to be set up in the editor, right? And you need to have people have a way there and actually let them get to it. Yeah, they are not entirely done yet. It's part of the reason why I've been holding off on the StarQ Park block, because I know that there is more features he still wants to add into it. Yes, StarQ's thingies will turn into that, right? And eventually, yes, you will be able to place a park block with a bench in it, and then yes, the Sims will be using that bench. But it's always something that has to be done in the editor otherwise. So if it wasn't referring to that, then I think whoever said it is probably wrong, or I must have missed something. That might be the case as well. All right, slowly this is taking shape. And I put down a lot of gray noise graffitis in this entire place as well, but then I put down so many graffitis that I will probably not be able to find one quickly. But yeah, I will have to keep. That's probably one of the things that I will spend a lot of time on in the end, and literally go through everywhere and place more graffiti, because I feel like I placed about a quadrillion graffitis by now, and it still, from the distance, does not look like that much graffiti, I think. Curious what you guys think, but for some reason, I don't think it looks that much yet. All of the stairs are perfectly safe. I think the only stairs that weren't safe, well, I mean, safe is relative. Like, don't trip, right? Because, yeah, none of my stairs have railings, so if you trip, then not safe. But if you don't trip, this was the problematic staircase. We can try it together. I think at least that this was a problematic one. If we go up here through these staircases, that we still have to at least detail a little bit. God damn it, camera. We get up here and no gaps, no holes, no anything. It does look safe now, as you can see. At least safe for Los Vagos. Yeah, no, I actually do think, beside a bit of like sim placement and prop placement, we're pretty much entirely done. This has turned out a lot bigger than I figured I would turn it at the start, but I'm very happy with how this has turned out. Though I have noticed earlier that there was one, yeah, we have one hole here. I don't know how this hole sneaked in. I'm a bit confused, as I thought I closed out everything, but I will have to close this hole still properly. Yeah, everybody seems to love this build, which for me is very curious. I don't think this is so different than like most other builds I've done from level of detail or something. I think the reason people love this so much is because it's so different. Because we never really had assets that made a build like this possible. And now we do. And I guess this is like in the biggest scale of it so far. At least I have not really seen any really big builds with this slum pack. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure other people have done nice build with this as well. I know that one person who has built a very nice slum build as well is Jives. I'm never sure if I pronounce his name correct, but it's in general one of my very favorite city creators. I think the stuff that Jives made has always been not only beautiful and amazingly well built, but it also is very creative. I think his build has a very similar vibe to Los Vagos, not as in the vibe of our builds is similar in storyline, but I think is very similar as in it's a very story rich build. Yeah, how does one pronounce that? Jiffus, maybe, but I think Jives probably, if I would look at that. Jiffis. Okay. Are you happy with that pronunciation? I mean, I would call myself an actual fan because over a year ago I already made graffiti for Jives, Jeeves, Jeeves. Okay, good, good for you guys teaching me, so I don't embarrass myself in future. But we actually should have some graffiti for him somewhere here. Am I blind? I'm sure I made some for Jeeves. Here. The problem is just in this favela is really difficult. It's why placing graffiti here is so tricky. It's really difficult to find walls where you can actually get the spacing in because everything is so tight. And appreciated, Graham. It's what I've been trying, and also why I'm not happy with the build yet. Because I do think, yes, we're going in the right direction with how chaotic it is, but it's not entirely there yet. I want even more graffiti. I want even more people. I want even more chaos. So eventually, oh, actually, yes, we're gonna try something together. We've tried this before. I want to try if we can get this down even better, especially with a new EDT. We should be able to get this down even better. Is this gonna move? Yeah, I don't know why all of these vanilla thingies have their animation in there still. We're gonna use a one from J instead. And we're gonna try to actually get some skating people in here. We can have somebody do a manual over here. Actually, with new EDT, this should be a lot easier to detail. What I don't think we can properly pull off is somebody jumping, because they always look too relaxed in midair. But we can at least get some people riding around. This, again, we cannot really do because we cannot angle the citizen. So if we put a skateboard here, they will just stand flat on it, which I think is not looking great. But what we could totally do is put somebody here that is dropping into it. And again, showcase of the new amazing feature of Triton, because we could not touch this if we would not have the ray case filter. This would be really annoying and painful to do. But oh, Triton, look, I managed to get the bug again. If you're here, if you're not here, fine as well. But you see what's happening? I don't know what I'm doing to cause this. I know how to make this fine again. I think I just need to deselect it. And now I select it again. But every once in a while I manage to break it. How? Don't ask me. I cannot tell you. See, there it is again. I could just move it. Now I cannot anymore. and it moves. Yes, this is exactly what I had a few times. So what I'm doing is that I have move it open and then I go into your tool and then I break it, cause move it is still trying to select it, I guess. So now I'm not in move it mode, so now it should be fine. I think. Yep, that looks fine. Okay, good to know. Absolute, as usual with me, user error and skill issue, and not at all Triton's fault, but I just didn't know what I'm doing to break it. Is that something you can override on your side, where you could force move it to exit once you enter your tool? I'm gonna pay attention to it. I think that might be it, because I swap between the tools quite a bit, so probably that's also totally fine. Like, now I know it, but in case it is something you can fix easily, then that wouldn't be awful. Please stop moving so crazy and go on top of it. Yes, in the very end, exactly like this. Kinda. I think it kinda looks like he's gonna drop into it. Can we accept this, guys? I think we can accept this, no? It's not horrible. But yeah, we can only put them in fairly boring positions, as we just have these guys standing normally. And I'm gonna try him just to verify him. Let's see, Triton, if you're correct. I'm gonna go into move it. And then directly from move it, I will go into this and select something. And now it should not work. You are correct. I think that's exactly what I'm doing. Because yes, that's exactly the behavior I noticed a few times. And I guess I need to just make sure to close move it and then go into your tool. Because now it should be fine. And now it is fine as well. Yes, I'm 90% sure you have seen that perfectly correct. And that's exactly what I'm doing wrong. I mean, not a very difficult one to pay attention to. Maybe that's a thing already. You know what many graphic programs have with sliders like this, and maybe that's something you can implement. Maybe that's something you have already implemented. No. In many, especially 3D programs, if you move over these things and you press shift, you enter precision mode, which make your movements a lot more finicky and more detailed. If that's something that's doable, that would be super cool. Like, even something like, hey, if you drag while pressing shift, the movement is, I don't know, 1/5 or 1/10 as extreme. Again, absolutely not an important feature, but why? Sir, why? Please keep your rotation. Probably I was in move it again or some nonsense. But yes, every wish I have is something really small, because I think the majority of this is really nice and fleshed out already. So we should move it very slightly back. Oh, wrong axis. That looks nice. That looks like he's doing a manual, kinda at least. Yeah, the reason I'm not sure if you ever use Blender, for example, but in Blender, that's pretty much common practice for any movement, where if you move something and you press Shift, you enter precision mode, which again works pretty similar to what I just said, where it just makes your movement a lot more accurate. So it moves the values like maybe 10 times slower or something. And that would be an absolute amazing feature. And here, maybe we can actually let somebody grind you over the middle. I do see that there is an ad break coming in 40 seconds, and I'm gonna run to the toilet and grab something to drink real quick. Cause I messed up that last time, I will send you guys on a cute UFO ride this time, as I usually do when I take a break quick. So I'm gonna try to hurry to get you guys into the UFO before the ad break starts. I will upload this one day. I'm still waiting for a vehicle controller to update to be able to target helicopter prefabs. And as soon as I've done that, I will update this. But I hope you guys enjoy the ad break. I'm gonna be back with you cuties in 3, 4, 5 minutes. So I hope you enjoy your UFO ride, and I'll be right back. Bye bye. Hey, I'm back. And Triton, did I miss anything? I'm sure, as I've not played with it so much, that I might have missed any important feature that you added to the EDT beta. So if I've not showed off something or something you want me to look at, please scream at me and let me know. Because again, I've only played with it yesterday for like half an hour or an hour. I had a shitty headache yesterday, so I didn't really play. Which, okay, let's have a look at your snapping option. You mean the quick actions here? Oh, you have the same snap to ground as move it, basically. So, no object tool. Which even is the object tool. I'm probably embarrassing myself here. You don't mean this? This is the object tool. We're in the object tool. Oh, okay, hold on. You mean here? This. Uh-huh. Let's try it with something that actually... Oh shit, it actually snaps to the side of the entire lot. Hold on, let's take a proper... Is probably me issue, as with everything. But I'm definitely not... Okay, and we're gonna try with a prop instead. I know, we take this. Oh, I mean, okay, actually, for fences, this is gonna be... I see. I do understand. I'm trying to think about where I would need this for. Oh, on a prop. Okay, okay. Okay, for this it actually is very nice. Okay, here I see for building, I was wondering what I would use it for on a building. But yeah, for props or vegetation, it makes sense. For signage, I guess could be nice. How does it work in... it's always at ground level, is it? Is cool. Okay, okay. I'm gonna do exactly what you want. We're placing a wooden box. And now we're gonna try, I don't know, what is good to try on it? A graffiti or another prop? What kind of something should we try? Because here it always goes in the corners. Okay, use the same box. Ah, okay, actually this is, now I understand. This is very useful. This actually is, oh my. See, you had to walk me through it. I was gonna tell you, I don't understand what this would be nice for. But this would be so finicky and annoying to do manually.
Wow, it's very
Okay,
nice.
okay. Yeah, you literally had to walk me through it. But this is amazing. Wholeheartedly amazing.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
Welcome in, Shilka and gang. Hope you had a nice stream. We just been trying around with some beta mod that Triton is working on and trying to learn some new features.
Wow, it's a very nice.
One of the things we just tried out is pretty exciting. I didn't get it at first, but I can repeat it for you guys real quick. If we place a box like this, we have a new snapping mode here, which says snap to sides of a building. And you can very quickly get very orderly placement of stuff. Obviously, with a box like this, you wouldn't want it as orderly. But for something like creating a path or some proper pattern, this will be really helpful. Okay, disable anarchy. I guess so. I always play with anarchy. And it doesn't really change the behavior. But yes, wholeheartedly, very cool. I guess so. Yeah, you can do that, but there will be user error. Again, very, very cool. And welcome in. I hope you all had a great stream. What have you been playing today, Shilkam? Was it a city stream as well?
Wow, it's a very nice.
Maybe Shilka is de-streaming. I tend to take a moment to properly be there. But yes, this is the build we've been working on for the last few weeks, I guess I should say. We're very close to actually finishing this up. It's still a lot of like prop placement, graffiti placement, people placement. But I have went ahead and built a cute favela. And I think by now it's starting to look alright. It has taken me forever. I, as usual, went a bit overboard with the level of detail. As you can see, we have actually like proper pathing through all of this and like can go up and down the stairs and have stuff like a soccer court in between. But yes, I'm wholeheartedly proud of how well we managed to pass through this, as you can literally kind of walk through this entire thing. And yes, I have taken forever. This, for example, clearly not yet detailed. We will have to go ahead and also detail this. But yes, I guess everybody who details in this game can imagine that this has. Actually, I told Data Knaser we don't have a hole in our stairs anymore. We kinda do here. So we need to fix this real quick so Data Knaser cannot say we lied to him. I think you did, to be honest. Lately, people been buying so much that I don't remember, but yes, you did. It indeed is your soccer field. And thanks, Shilka. Like wholeheartedly, it has taken me forever to not even the detailing. I think the detailing has been the faster part of this. But you can imagine that to place these in a way we did here to actually fit everywhere and for stuff to properly have the correct door level and for windows to not overlap and such. Yes, this has been a bit of effort. I don't know. I think like maybe the 1 or 2 more sessions, and I think at that point I can declare this to be a finished build. It's still a bit missing, but getting closer and closer to actually having this be a functional proper build. And one of the nice features of Triton's beta mod, I can show this like every 2 minutes because it's a problem every 2 minutes, is this. Shilka, you will be understanding what my problem is here, and that my problem is that I cannot target this. Look at this. If we go into this tool, it's from EDT. We now have a filter, and it's a raycast filter, and it allows us to disable the decals. So I can touch the skateboard even though it's covered by decals. it is an absolute game changer, especially for people who love detailing a much. I did the same mistake as before and went in there right from move it, and then it breaks. So leave and do this again.
I wish we had a
but
cactus.
it's 10 out of 10. What is what? Why is it not working now? I don't understand. We left move it. See, this is why I always do everything wrong. Let's try again. The mod is EDT. It's extra detailing tools. You have that mod yourself as well, but this is a beta version of it that is posted in my Discord. So in case you want it, just grab it from my Discord or ask in my Discord, and somebody's gonna send you the link. Why I cannot move this right now, I don't understand though. Again, it's still a beta mod, so be aware that some issue like this could be happening. I thought we figured out why that issue is happening though, but it doesn't seem like it. Gonna select something and move it here, and then deselect it and leave move it. Again, this is user error, not Triton's error. I'm gonna try again. If it doesn't, okay, I deselect it, I select something else. Same thing, I deselect it, I select something else. I don't know how I managed to do this. But yes, I can send you logs afterwards. I think you said you added a bit more logging to it, so maybe, yeah, I will send you logs when I stop streaming, which is gonna be fairly soon. So I will send you logs within the next hour. Maybe have a look at the time. It's 23:23 now. So when you look at the logs later, you want to specifically look for events happening around 23:23. Just so you have to search less. And thanks a lot for your cute word, Shilkam, and I hope you had an amazing stream. As always, if you need to head to bed, obviously, have a wonderful good night, and otherwise, I'm glad if you're in here for a moment. Have you been playing Cities today as well, or something else? You seem to be fed up with Cities for a while, but lately I've been seeing more Shilka City streams again, which I'm a big fan of. Though I have to admit, I personally had little time, so I've been not managing to watch many streams lately. And I'm sure everybody knows Shilka, but obviously, for the few people that don't, I'm gonna give Shilka a shout out, as Shilka is a very nice city streamer, and especially seems to be a legend from CS1 already. Again, I've not been a CS1 player, so I'm not very well aware of that time, but Shilka posted some of his CS1 builds, and holy hell, they were amazing. Honestly, parts of the Shilka Cities 1 builds are a bit reminiscent of what I'm building here, I would say. Yeah, I can relate. Like sometimes when I see how quick other people are progressing, I get a bit jealous and I'm like, oh, maybe I should just not detail as hard. But then I don't know. For me, I've never been in a hurry to finish a build. So I feel like I can just take my sweet time, and if I take a year to build a small city, so be it. Because then I don't play that regularly, and I know my city is small, but I would say my entire build is pretty much up to the same level of detail as the favela. Maybe not as extreme, but it's not that tiny anymore. Like, yes, it's also taken me a year to build this, right? So surely somebody else can build something similar zoning in, I don't know, a month or maybe 2 weeks or even a month. But for me, a big part of what I love about this game is being able to zoom in anywhere and having a beautiful build, right? Like, I don't know, I like to be up close in this game. And up close, if you don't detail, I think it feels so empty and weird so quickly. So for me, I decided I will just detail the shit out of every single little corner, and if it means I will never finish this build, even though I built on it forever already, that is fine for me. You don't do YouTube content, do you, Shilka? Maybe you do, and I'm just not aware again, as I've not been a CS1 player. Welcome in, NVX47. Thanks a lot, mate. Appreciate it, because that's pretty much exactly what I'm going for. I try to turn my entire city into something that would be fun to play in first person. And yes, obviously the single best studio in regards of world building is Rockstar Games. So yes, obviously GTA 5 is a massive big inspiration for me and my build, and one of the reasons why my city looks the way it does. So appreciate it. I very much take that as a compliment. In fact, if you're into GTA, hold on. Depends on how much you're into GTA, but wait, which is the correct one? This is the correct one. Maybe you can kinda make out what I try to build here. All of these trailers are a shitty impression. Maybe this one is even better for it. Yeah, this one is actually the even better one. Jay has made this assembly for me before we had the asset editor. I should go into Blender and actually make a proper version of this nowadays. It is supposed to be Trevor's trailer, yes. And I'm not ever redone any of the layout of it, but this kinda is this small block here. To me, kinda is a mini version of Sandy Shores, because in Sandy Shores, the three things I think about when I think about Sandy Shores is the gas station in front of Trevor's house, and then it's Trevor's house, and then, yes, this is very different, but the abandoned hotel that you have in Sandy Shores as well. And yes, this is nowhere near similar to it, but I try to catch the essence of Sandy Shores in a single block. So yes, I'm a big GTA fan, and I want to show this off real quick because again, this is something I should redo in Blender nowadays because this is right everywhere, and we could do a lot better in Blender. But for right everywhere, I still think this is very cute. We made this sign and have our nice Los Vagos motel signage. But yeah, I agree. The problem with right everywhere is that yes, this looks super nice close up, But as soon as we go a bit further into the distance, it's sadly not as pretty anymore. So again, I should turn this into a model of Blender. And I'm not sure if Maestro is still here, but Maestro at least was here earlier. I don't think you've seen this in Los Vagos yet. Outside of screenshots, you've seen screenshots of this. But look at this cutie. Is very cute. I have to admit, it does feel a little out of place in Los Vagos, but I don't mind. It looks so cute. I will definitely run it. I think what looks really, really nice on this model, and is probably my favorite part of this entire thing, are these backlights. The atmosphere they bring is 10 out of 10, especially if it's a bit darker. It looks so nice. I adore this. And I do think you also found a very nice balance on this train between being clean, but not being too clean and boring. I think if you look at this from the side, this looks very clean and well taken care of, but then you have details like this or the nose that really makes this realistic and nice. So 10 out of 10. Very, very cute. As everything, I think by now I have the absolute majority of my train lines being Maestro trains. And Maestro, you will like this because I have actually started preparing more rail. I'm not sure exactly how I want this to be, but I want another rail to go through this valley up here as well. And then probably have a station somewhere here. So time for a new train line. In general, I've been trying to figure out a bit how we want to do this. You know about trains. You actually can give me, you might be able to give me a good advice here. Because I would like one train to actually go through this entire valley up here, right? So through here. How does one connect these train lines the best? Because it feels weird to have them split up like that. It feels too much like a highway intersection or something, and not as much as rail infrastructure as it should be. But I need a way for this to go all the way through here, and then probably hit an outside connection eventually, and then the other side all the way through here to the outside connection. Yeah, the problem at this curve is too sharp, right? I have enough space, right? I can just go out. I only try to match the terrain here perfectly, but it's no problem. We can just take it out a bit later and then make it a really long soft curve. Think otherwise the curves are kind of soft, but also keep in mind with all of my rail infrastructure, since my city is really, you know how I love condensing everything, right? Sadly, that also means I need to condense my rail infrastructure. And while I think condensing makes your city a lot nicer and more interesting, I think it does not do much favor to your rail infrastructure. So sadly, while this does me favor for everything else, I think it hurts the look of my rail a little. And yes, I also noticed that the the ICE is very finicky because the wagons are so long. So yes, it does look a bit off in smaller curves. I just don't know much about rail infrastructure. Unlike you, I'm not a rail enthusiast, so it's not like I ever looked at German rail infrastructure on Google Maps or ever looked at any rail infrastructure anywhere on Google Maps, really. Which then I can regularly tell because I have zero feel of what is realistic in rail infrastructure. If you ever find interesting and cute rail infrastructure, Maestro, please post them in my Google Maps channel. I love looking at stuff like that. I just don't really go out and find it by myself. And here I want to see, is the staircase long enough to bridge this? It isn't, but if we add a single platform, it should be. Let's try if we can get this right. I never know where the platform is. I'm just gonna go to where I know one is and pick it instead. And I guess now you're done with the ECE, you're back to working on ECT stuff, right? I would imagine, at least. Oops, that's not what I want to move. See, this is why actually this tool is so much nicer, because you cannot misclick. Well, not so much nicer. I think Move It is superior for anything fast, but now for something where I have to be accurate in Move It, you would tend to misclick on different objects a lot easier. So there, this is really nice. And then once you line them up, that is where Move It becomes nice again. Because I don't think we have a option in EDT to move multiple objects together, do we? Why can I not manage to get this staircase? That should be the staircase. Yes. Welcome back, Onu. And yes, I am, but I'm in my last few minutes. In fact, I should slowly wrap up because I think there is other people streaming and I don't want to be the last one today. I want to raid out to somebody nice because I need to head to bed soon. So a few more minutes and then sadly I will leave you again. Yeah, I know. Of course, I have the same dream, Obelix. I completely understand why you're dreaming of it, but at least currently, that's not possible. Also, Honu, now where you actually started to sometimes play the game yourself as well. I know you're mostly busy with bug testing and stuff like that. But I know you're a big fan of doggos, so you should have a look at this decal pack that I made, I don't know, years ago. Oh, look here, we already have a fitting slogan right here. Live fast, pet dogs, and then I have multiple cute different dog silhouette. I would argue, yeah, I guess none of those really is a, yeah, you do make a point. None of them really is a puddle. I think because it's the most difficult to get them to look accurate in a silhouette. Yeah, I mean, a valid criticism. I will accept that. Indeed, this is a discriminating pack towards poodles. I can see where you're coming from. But at least I also made some cute bunnies for Gaga. But yeah, actually, I think he could get away as a poodle, but yeah, then if you zoom in closer, he clearly isn't. From the distance, I think maybe. Well, of course, Gaga is special VIP. Gaga has brought us the first cactus in our city, so Gaga will forever be very special VIP. And yeah, see, here is what I laughed about earlier. This railing is just hilariously high, like literally higher than both of these fully grown men standing up here. The railing is higher than they are. I had 3 or 4 years of French in school. Sadly, I don't know what that means, Riza. I'm not gonna say I was horrible at French in school, but let's say as much as my mom used to be a French teacher, and I surely have not brought any proud to my family in regard of my French skills. But yes, I think actually with a look at the clock, because I wanna head to bed soon, I think I will have a look at Twitch and see who I can rate you cuties out to. So I'm gonna send you guys. I was gonna say an UFO ride, but maybe we can actually do something different for once, and I can send you guys on a train ride. This goes the wrong direction though, so we're gonna wait for it to come back, and then we're gonna have a train ride through the city, which we don't really do. And let's see. I don't think I'll have time during the weekend, but I might actually be able to stream short tomorrow as well. It would be a short stream, but maybe I will be back tomorrow already. If I am, I cannot promise, but maybe else probably in Sunday or Monday. Oh, actually, you make a point. I'm not gonna be streaming in Sunday because it's final of the major. Thank you for reminding me, Triton. You do make a very good point. So that's not a thing. Have a nice night, Rizan, and everybody. Oh, I like the sound of that. If that's the case, I'm looking forward to it. And with that, I'm gonna send you guys on the train ride, where I think I should have lowered the speed of this, but maybe this is fine. Now I'm gonna jump on Twitch real quick and see who is streaming. Data Knase, you don't plan on streaming now by chance? Because I wanted to raid Data Knase the last time, but I raided Data Knase more than anybody else lately. I don't stream very much, so I'm sure there's other people who've done so more. So I raided Dava instead, but today would be perfect. Well, then also absolutely wonderful good night, Gaga, as always. Thank you for tuning in and spending time with us. And I hope you have an absolutely wonderful good night. The last time we rated Dava, who's also streaming, but there is Nick, who also just started streaming, but what is he playing? Oh, he's not playing Cities. Never mind, then I'm gonna rate you guys out to Dava again, as he is playing Cities. Thank you so much for Shilka for the raid today, and thank you so much for new people who have tuned in, and thank you so much for X Faction for, yes, I was about to say it, for X Faction for being so generous with us today. Very much appreciated, and big thanks for that. So, oh, is X Faction streaming? I did not even know X Faction is streaming. I have never, hold on. Then after X Faction has been so nice without today. Yes, you make a very good point, but then I actually have to look real quick. I just looked at my followers. I'm always happy to raid out to new people. X Faction, and the build looks really cute and detailed. I love it. That's a great. That was a great shout out, Honu. Thank you for the idea. So we're gonna raid X Faction. And as always, all of you cuties have an absolute wonderful night, and thank you for spending your time with me. I might be back and see you tomorrow, else hopefully sometime soon. Have a good night and bye bye, cuties. Enjoy your time over at X Faction. Bye bye.